I'm Serene, and I'm a mother. I have a young son, Hendrik, and one day, when he was 3, I was in the kitchen with him, and I was sitting there having a drink of water and looking at him playing in the kitchen. I just looked at him and I realized that I don't see him. All I see is a to-do list playing around in my kitchen. Feed lunch, change clothes, clip nails. That's all I saw. I mean, if you ask me who is my son, I had no idea. How did he think? How did he feel? In fact, if you had asked me who I was as a mother, I couldn't tell you. Because I wasn't being a mother. I was doing mothering. And I know a lot of you are mothers, and I'm by no means suggesting that you stop doing mothering. Please feed your kids. Please change their clothes. But all I'm saying is, who are we being as we are doing all that we are doing? And as I sat there in the kitchen thinking, another thought flashed across my mind, an even more horrible one. Mothering is the one thing I do in my whole life that is the closest to my heart. I mean, I would give my life for my kid. So I thought, if I was doing mothering, what else was I doing in my life? And I sat there and I remembered a couple of days ago, I was in the office and I was with the staff, correcting a mistake of the staff. And suddenly she broke down crying. She's like, if you hate my work so much, why don't you just fire me? And I was like, I hate your work. I just recommended you for promotion. Like, what's your problem? And in that moment, I realized what the problem was. Because when I look at my staff, I see a to-do list crying across my desk. Assign work, check work, correct mistakes. I mean, she made a mistake. I wasn't even angry. I was just telling her, okay, now you've got to do this instead. I wasn't being a leader. I was a machine giving instructions to other machines. She had been with me for a couple of years. I didn't know if she was married or single. In fact, if she wasn't dressed as a female, I probably wouldn't know if she was male or female. And so I looked at it, and I looked at my kid sitting there, and I thought to myself, this has got to change. I mean, I have to start being human. Yes, emotional inclusion. I have to start being human to actually have some emotion, you know? And so I thought about it and I thought, okay, what can I do? And I came up with my 3C plan. I'm Singaporean, right? We have 5 Cs, but I only have 3 Cs. 3C plan of improvement, yes. The first thing I did was I chose. Because I always knew I wanted to be a good mother, I wanted to be a good boss. But what kind of a good mother? What kind of a good boss? I didn't know. So I chose. And of course, it was a really hard decision, and I spent weeks thinking about it, and in the end, I chose to be Serene. Yes. So my name is Serene. I said, okay, I've thought enough about this. I will just be Serene. I will be the calm, peaceful center in all the midst of change at work and at home. The second C I did was I checked. Singaporean must always check, make sure. Check. So I checked myself. Every time I had a lull in my schedule, I came out of a meeting, I checked, was I serene? Got to do or not? And if I didn't do it, I didn't beat myself up. I'm very good at to-do list, right? So it was a to-do list item. I wasn't serene, okay, I will do it now, check. You must check. So at home, yes, I must have it checked, right? So whether at home with my kid, I had lunch with my kid, I wasn't being serene, okay, check, must do it in the afternoon. Or whether in the office, I checked. And the third thing I did was I celebrated. Because I knew it was a problem for me to be serene. And I wanted to know every day how I solved that problem and was serene. And I celebrated the little things because in the beginning, I assure you, 99.999% not serene. 0.0001% serene. So I celebrated the little bits of stuff that I had. And even now, there are days when I'm super serene and there are days that I'm not. And every time I thought, I got this, life would throw me a harder challenge. And so my challenge to you is this. Who are you being? Who are you being right now? And who are you being in all the roles of your life? Thank you. Okay, I gotta stay on stage. Yes. Okay. So I am so not serene now. I'm like,